Okay, hello guys, good day. So today we'll be discussing another topic from Principle of Skill Design. So this is part one of the flexural strength of being. Okay? So according to the code from NSCP section 506, the factored moment, okay, for LRFD, the factored moment must be less than PMN. Okay? So MU is the required moment or the factored moment. Okay, from factored loads. MN is the nominal moment strength. Uh, P, um, actually it should have to be here, no? But however, if for the reduction factor for LRFD is 0.9, okay, for flexure, bending in flexure. Okay, therefore PMN is actually the design strength or the moment capacity of the beam in terms of flexure. For ASD, okay, for ASD, the basic requirements is the allowable moment wherein MA is from the required moment strength from the service loads. So these are from the moment, the maximum moment from the beam, from the service loads. MN is the nominal moment strength. Okay, this one is the factor of safety for bending in flexure, which is 1.67. Okay, MN over um, safety factor then is actually the allowable strength. And take note, the required moment must be less than that of the allowable strength, or the maximum moment acting on your beam must be always less than to that of your capacity. Okay. Now, to determine the value of Mn, the nominal moment capacity, the beam behavior must be examined first from small loads to the large loads which will cause collapse. Okay. If we will try to look at this diagram, let's say we have here a simply supported beam, and then we have a concentrated load, small concentrated load. Okay. So the moment diagram looks like this, and let's say the cross section, the beam we use here is W section. So if we try to draw, if we try to examine the stress diagram, okay, the from the start, if the load is very small, no? From stress strain diagram, from if the load is very small, it will be still in elastic condition. However, as we try to increase the load, it will be in plastic na, no? Until it collapse, okay, up to its maximum point. So after this elastic yielding, so it will be now in plastic. No? So from the stress strain diagram, no, that is the behavior of the steel. That is similar, no, to what we are going here, what we are going to do here in um, flexure design. Okay? So if the beam experiences smaller load, it will just experience stress which is linear from the neutral axis, elastic neutral axis, okay, elastic neutral axis, the stress is uniform up to extreme fiber, tension and compression. Sa taas, no? For this case, sa taas yung compression, sa baba is tension. Now, as we try to increase the load, okay? So it's dito it will reach no the stress dito no the stress will not yet reach its yielding point no as we try to increase the load increasing load no the stress will now at the extreme fiber will now be equal to the yielding stress. So mag-yield na yung extreme fiber. Then if we try to increase again the load, yung extreme fiber lang na nag-yield, so most part, no? Most part of your beam is already yielding most of your cross section. Nag-yield na siya until all of your cross section yields. Wait, no, no, take a look at this, no? So for your compression side, all no of your compression side yields, all of your tension side yields. So what do we call, no, that condition? And that actually that is collapse condition. Okay. So if you try to apply a smaller load than this load, let's say this is 400, okay, which will cause collapse. Actually, nearly collapse pa lang siya. But if you are going to put 401 kilonewton, collapse na ito. Now, during the collapse mechanism, may na-form dyan plus na plastic hinge. Kumbaga, para siyang nagiging hinge na lang dahil yung moment will be released. So, nag-fail siya ng paganon. So, dahil balik na, kumbaga balik na yung ano. Okay, so may tinatawag tayong plastic hinge sa point na yan. Okay, parang nag-rotate na kasi yun. Okay, so how do we solve the capacity? No, once it collapse. So, so we have so-called plastic analysis. You know, to calculate the maximum moment capacity, no, or given the moment, so what's the maximum load para mag-collapse siya? So, siya solve, no? Anyway, let's just focus first on the maximum moment. So, what is the maximum moment that the beam could carry? So, before it collapse, okay? So, we have so-called plastic analysis. Now, from this figure, no, we can see here the loads are or the stresses are uniformly distributed tire. Hindi na siya linearly, no, proportional from the neutral axis. Dito kasi elastic pa siya class. Elastic condition pa siya up to here. Dito, nagta-transition na from elastic to the plastic condition. Ito purely plastic. Magko-collapse na to, guys. As you can see, the stress distribution is uniform, the yield stress. So if you try to analyze the compression force acting on the compression block, this is now your compression area, and this is the tension area of your steel. So the uniform stress of Fy, because this is already yielding, okay, is uniform on the compression and tension. So therefore, okay, getting the compression force, it will be acting on the centroid of the compression area. That is, compression force is stress times the area. Area C, area of compression block. So that is also equal. Take note, no? The force here must be equilibrium. Tension must be equal to compression. No? So that it will not yet collapse talaga, no? Immediately, because this is still in equilibrium. So then the tension is equal to the area of the tension side times the yielding stress. Okay, so what we're going to do is to calculate later yung moment capacity of this section. The moment capacity is the induced moment, okay, by the compression in the tension force, or the resisted moment of the compression in the tension force. So, okay, and that is your plastic moment. Plastic moment. Now, to calculate that plastic moment, you may use tension or compression. So, tension or compression, right? Tension or compression or tension times the distance between the two cores, which is distance. Okay. Okay. So, tension, to calculate the plastic moment, that is tension or compression times the distance A. Distance A is the distance between the two, the centroid of the forces natin. Okay? So how do we solve that A? To solve that A, you just have to equate the compression and tension. Use equilibrium. Parang sa RCD, di ba may equilibrium din there. So you equate compression and tension. Compression is area of compression times the yielding stress is equal to the tension. Area of tension is equal to yielding stress. Since both of the equation consist of Fy, you can just remove this Fy. Thus, the remaining um, equation now will be AC is equal to 80. Okay? And with that, you can solve the value of A. Okay? Thus, the plastic neutral axis, as we can see here, the plastic neutral axis just divide the cross section into two equal areas. Basically, because area of compression must be equal to the area of tension. Okay? It will just divide into two equal areas. So the plastic moment is the resisting couple, as mentioned earlier. So our goal here is to calculate the plastic moment. Okay, it's either you use tension, compression or tension force. Now, so since the area of compression is just equal to area of tension, or the total area, just divide the total area of your section divided by 2. That is equal to the area of compression. That is also equal to the area of tension. So meaning we can replace area of compression by A over 2. Okay? Then let's say A over 2 is equal to Z. So later on, we will try to put a name. Actually, dito pala. So we call that as a plastic section modulus. So how do we solve that? Okay, to solve the plastic section modulus, all you have to do is to get your total area multiply to the distance between the compression force and the centroid of the tension force over 2. Okay. So, or actually, there's an kasi you have to perform Barrington's theorem here. There's an alternative solution for us to get the section modulus. So we can also use the summation, okay, the summation of your area, okay, times y. Actually, this area represents two small areas, not the gross area, no? Later on, I'll explain, no? Instead of using Barignon to get the location of the central view and here, we will be using this formula to calculate the plastic section modulus. So that our formula to calculate the MP is just FYZ. Z with respect to X. Okay. So if that is a W section, the database already consists, no, of the Z section modulus. Okay, let me share to you the database which already consists of the ZX, no, which we need to calculate, okay, the plastic moment. Okay, the database already consists of Z. Okay, so let me share to you this database. Okay, for example, okay, okay, we have channel. No, we have channel 380 by 60. So we have here the value of ZX, which is 942 times 10 raised to 3. The AISC that database already consists those already calculated those value of section modulus. Okay, and that's how we compute, no, the plastic moment. So the yielding stress times the section modulus of ZX. What if we have a built-up section? So how do we solve this ZX? Kasi for again um for section na nasa database, given na class ng section modulus. But for built-up section, you have to solve for that. Huh? So let's try to solve problem number 1. Okay. Okay, so let's try to solve the plastic and elastic moment. Okay. So what are the difference between the plastic and the elastic? So let's try to solve it. Now, so we have here a built-up section shown in the figure. It will bend about the x-axis. Okay. And the steel is A572 with a Fe of 450 megapascal and an Fy of 345 megapascal. Determine the yield moment, determine the plastic moment, and the straight path of the section. Okay. So let's just the section properties are given. Actually, it is made up of plates, no? So with this, the base flange is 250. Okay, let's just put here the dimensions. The base flange is 250. The thickness of flange is 25. But this is made up of ano, of plates. So the D is 360 because we have here a plate 360 by 16. Okay, so that the total depth is 360. The thickness of web 16. E is 200 megapascal. Fy is 345 megapascal. What the um inertia is not yet given. We need this now to calculate the my, and the section modulus Sx, Zx is not yet given. We need that to calculate plastic moment. Again, plastic moment Fy Zx, no? So we will be calculating this. But before that, let's just um, solve the yield moment. Let's say yield moment, okay? So the condition of your beam um, is still in elastic condition. Okay, so meaning, okay, if we will try to draw the stress diagram, so this is how it looks, no? So from the neutral axis, stress is zero, and it will yield doon lang sa extreme fiber. Okay, so what is the moment, no? Given by this cross section. So therefore, we need the elastic properties such as the elastic neutral axis. Okay, that is the elastic neutral axis. Now for single symmetry or double symmetry section, okay, this is I. For double symmetry section, the plastic neutral axis is located the same as the elastic neutral axis. Pares sila ng position. For symmetric, no? Symmetric section about the x-axis. Okay? Pag symmetric sila, kung saan yung location mo ng plastic neutral axis, andun na rin yung elastic neutral axis. Okay? So, at dito yung sa gitna class. Of course, by symmetry, we're just going to look, okay, the neutral axis is, no, sa gitna. Diba? Okay? That is also the plastic neutral axis. Later on, um, we'll try to solve unsymmetrical section so that you can identify kung paano sinisolve in different way, no? Of course, the elastic is already solved that from statics. So, Varignon's theorem. Ang plastic neutral axis kasi, different approach. Actually, kanina, no, nakikita nyo na yung derivation ng formula. You just equate the area of compression to the area. Okay? Sige, let's start to solve this. Okay, first is we have to solve this yielding moment. We need the elastic properties, moment of inertia about the x-axis. Okay, so to get the moment of inertia, let's just consider this as a whole rectangle so that we will no longer use transfer formula. Hindi na natin gagawin yun. If we consider this whole section, we consider this as a rectangle. Okay, so we have d h cube over 12. Okay. Then, we just subtract this whole, dalawang whole yun, rectangle. Their centroid is already coincides with the neutral axis. So therefore, you don't have to perform transfer formula. So again, transfer formula is the summation to get the moment of inertia of the about the x neutral axis. The summation of ig plus ad squared. You need the ad squared, or if the centroid of your area being considered does not coincide with the neutral axis. So far naman kasi lahat ng areas natin coincide with the neutral axis. Okay? So, hindi na natin kailangan i-transfer itong butas na to. So, the dimension of yung butas is 250. Minus na lang natin ng 16. So, that will be your B. H is 310 cube over 12. Okay? Solving this value will give us solve this on your calculator. So, the value is 391.0755 times 10 raised to 6 millimeter raised to 4. Yeah. No? Millimeter raised to 4. Okay. So that is the moment of inertia about the x-axis. Okay. So next, um, is the section modulus. We have so-called section modulus, no, for the calculating of yielding moment. Okay. So a section modulus actually nasa for a section na nasa AISC, may mga aspects na rin dun plus. Okay, the section modulus. So let me share to you this one. Okay, so how do we solve that as x? Now to solve this SX, you just have to divide the IX by Okay. C. Okay. Ix over C. What is C? C is the distance from the neutral axis to the extreme fiber. Okay, extreme fiber. So, alin ba yung mas extreme? Yung compression or yung tension side? Okay, so technically, since the neutral axis ay nasa gitna lang, so the compression is just equal, the distance of compression is just equal to the distance of distension. So, parehas lang yung magiging distance nila. Okay, kasi are going to calculate pala M1 from, um, galing to sa FB is equal to MC over B. Yung M natin dyan, yun yung yielding moment. FP, yun yung Fy, I is Ix, and then C. Itong Ix over C is your Sx. Kaya pag kinalculate pala natin yung My, Fy, Sx. Okay. Fy. Okay. Kaya natin dinivide ng C o sa figure na to, that is just D over 2. Okay? So, we have 391. Okay? Times 10 raised to 6 divided by C na D over 2. So, the value of Sx ay naka-millimeter cube. Okay, so we can now solve. Again, galing nga yung formula na yun from flexural bending, no? Okay, MC over I, yung from the mechanics nyo, no? So, which is, yung M dito is yung yielding mo. Then FB, and then Ix dito, and then C. This one is your Sx. Itong FB mo is Fy. Okay, thus My is equal to Fy Sx. Okay, so, ito yung plus yung yielding mo. Fy Sx. Okay, so we just substitute the Fy, and we have the Sx. Okay, but take note plus, makukuha mo dito is Newton millimeter. Kasi yung Fy is megapascal, Newton per square millimeter, and then your Sx is cubic millimeter. So, ano matitira dyan? Newton M. So, we convert this to kilonewton meter. So, just multiply it times 10 raised to negative 6 or divide it by times 10 raised to 6. Okay, so what will be the answer for the yielding moment? Okay, calculating this, that will be equal to 749.56 kilonewton meter. Okay, so that is your answer for the yielding. So the section should reach 749 para mag-yield, para maging ganito yung stress natin. Mag-yield yung dulo lang. Yung dulo lang, ha? Okay, mag-start na siya mag-yield. Yung extreme humber. That will be your stress diagram. So, compression, so tension, okay, tension side. So, what about the plastic moment? What is the value? Of course, plastic moment is always greater than the yielding moment. Kasi once naging plastic na yung ating section, this will be your moment diagram. Okay? Sorry, stress diagram. Okay, so lahat na stress, lahat na nag-yield. So obviously, mas malaki yung moment na binibigay niyan. So dapat mas malaki lagi dito class yung plastic moment doon sa yielding. Okay? Okay, so let's calculate the plastic moment. You have to solve the plastic section modulus. Anyway, this is elastic. Sx is the elastic section modulus because that is derived from the elastic condition, from the elastic neutral axis. So what is plastic section modulus? Okay, plastic section modulus is Zx naman. Okay? Or, okay, di ba, from previous presentation, we can calculate the Zx using the area total, okay, over 2, area total over 2 multiplied to the A. So meaning you are going to get the location of the centroid since the plastic neutral axis coincide with the neutral axis of elastic. You get the centroid of this one. And then you get the centroid of this compression. Yun yung magiging A. Okay. And then area total, kung may area total, divide by 2 times the A. Okay. And that is the um, ZX. Pero meron pa tayong ibang way to calculate that. Okay, para hindi ka na mag-centroid-centroid. So you just need to get the summation of A times Y. All of your area will be taken moment papunta doon sa plastic meter axis. So, halimbawa, okay, itong area na to, okay, itong area na to, i-moment natin papunta dyan. You need to get the centroid. So, kaya nakuha yan yung 167.5. So, let's check kung paano nakuha yung 167.5. You need to get the area, this one, okay? So, that is 250 times 25 times the distance of 167.5. Paano nakuha yan? Diba, this is 310. 310 over 2. Then, i-plus natin yung thickness of the flange over 2. So, we have, okay, so we have 167.5. So how do we get this 177.5? 17, so we have 310 over 2. Okay. Ito pa lang yun, kalahati. Okay, divide mo pa ng 2. Okay, kasi sa gitna yung centroid nito. Okay. So, answer, 77.5. Okay, we just need to get the centroid kasi we'll be using this formula to calculate the ZX. No, so this one, imo-moment natin papunta ang neutral axis, the compression, and at the same time, yung tension side. You need to get this area times the distance. Since this is just symmetrical, once you get the A times Y neto, A times 2 na lang ito. So, yun din magiging value ng A times Y. Itong dalawa na to. Okay, ito times 2 na lang natin siya. Ayan, so unahin muna natin class. Yung nasa taas na parts. Area, 250 times 25 times 167.5. Okay? Plus, area nito, okay? This is 310 over 2 by 16. Okay? Or 155. Okay? So, 310 over 2 is okay, 165. Ano? Yan? Yan. Oh, 155 na. Okay? Area times the distance of the area of the center. Okay, so we just multiply it by 2 kasi yung A times Y nito ay equal lang dito, guys. Okay, so you can now solve the CX. So what is the value of ZX? ZX is equal to 2478.15 times 10 raised to 30. Okay, and that ZX will be always greater than SX. If you try to look at the database, ganun lagi yung trend yan. Okay? The ZX is always greater than the SX. Ayun, greater than lagi. Okay? Wala ka makikita dyan class na yung ZX mo mas maliit sa SX. Okay? So, lahat yan greater than class. So, mali yung database mo pag mas malaki yung SX sa ZX. Okay? So, now, how do we calculate the plastic moment? Okay, so from the discussion earlier, so we derived no, how to calculate the plastic moment. So, ito class, no? Fy Zx. Okay, from this one, derive natin, we let A over 2 as Z so that A over 2A is Z. So we have Fy Zx. Okay, so, yan. So, you just multiply the Fy to your Zx. So Fy is 345 megapascal times Zx divided by lang natin sa 10 raised to 6 para maging kilonewton. Okay, so we have 854.960 kilonewton. Mm. So that is your plastic moment. So what is this shape factor? Actually, for shape factor, just have yung S, no? Just have to divide the Zx by Sx or plastic moment by the yielding. Okay? It should be always greater than, kasi bakit pwede to, sir? Kasi di ba MP is equal to Fy dx, and then My is equal to Fy Sx. So you can just cancel the Fy. Kaya pwedeng Vx ang gamit. Pwedeng section modulus. Okay? Again, this is elastic section modulus. This one is plastic section modulus. So the shear factor must be always greater than, okay, so let's just use here the section modulus. So the shear factor must be always greater than 2. 1 rather. Okay, so dividing 24 by 21 will give us 1.14. That's it, no? Fortunately, this is symmetrical section. What if the section is not symmetrical about the x-axis? Okay, how do we solve the section? How do we solve the plastic moment and the yielding net? So let's say we have here A2. Okay, for the built-up T section, of course, this is built up. We have to solve for all the material properties for this one because we don't have any data ng built-up section sa ating database unless that is thin section. No? So first, let's calculate yung elastic properties. Unahin muna natin plus yung elastic properties. Let's calculate the elastic neutral. Elastic neutral axis can be identified using Varignon's theorem. Okay, so we have let's calculate the neutral axis from the top of your flange. Okay, so we divide this into common areas. Okay, area 1 and area 2 so that we can easily perform Varignon's theorem. Kasi alam natin yung mga centroid ng common areas na yan. Halimbawa, itong base times thickness of flange. Alam natin na yung centroid mo nasa 22/2 sa gitna. Ito namang area na to guys. Nasa gitna lang yung magiging centroid niyan. And their centroid ay wala diyan sa middle axis. Lilipat natin mamaya. For the moment, ito. Okay, pero we focus first on the neutral axis. I-table natin para madaluan tayo class. Especially pag magkukuha tayo ng moment of inertia. First is we get the area, base times height, para hindi tayo mahihirapang mag-moment of inertia. Okay, lista natin na naka-base times height. Okay, so what will be its area? So 300 times 22. So that is equal to 1,600. Okay, 1,600. Next, area 2. So we have base times the height of 250. So 20 times 250, that is 5,000. So we now perform, we get the total area of A1 and A2, 66 plus 5,000. So the total area is 11,600. So we now perform the Varignon theorem, di ba? The y bar, o ito, pinakuha natin, is equal to A1 x1 plus A2 x2 over the area total or value dito, A2. Okay. So we need to get the y bar by x1. We need to get the x1 x1 y1, x1 x2. So what are those? Those are distance from the individual centroid to the neutral axis. We need to get, or rather, sa reference point natin, not on the neutral axis. Okay, since ito ang ating reference ng neutral axis, dito rin tayo kukuha ng mga distances natin. Papunta dun sa taas. Okay, papunta dun. Unahin na natin 'to. Ayan na po. Okay, so yan. Ano bang distance niyan? Siyempre diyan papunta sa ating reference point, so 22 divided by 2 is 11. How about this one? Okay, how do we get that value? So, gitna ng 250, 250 over 2 plus, ito, yung 22. Papunta tayo dun, ha? Okay, so, gitna ng 250 plus, um, so plus, gitna ng 250, yung thickness ng flange. Okay, so that is 147. We can now perform the Varignon theorem A1 Y1. So, A1 660 times Y1 11 11 plus 5,000 times 10 147 over the area total 11,600. So we have the answer. The distance of the neutral axis from the top portion is 69.621. This is the distance of the nuclear axis, no, to the top fiber. Okay, but take note, guys, getting the ZX requires us, um, sorry, sa ano pa lang pala tayo, no? Sa elastic pa lang tayo, elastic. Getting the S is equal to IX over the distance from the neutral axis to the extreme fiber. So we have to compare which is more extreme. Mula ba dito sa neutral axis papuntang taas or mula sa neutral axis papuntang baba? Ano ba yung mas extreme dyan? So mamaya gagawin natin yung correct. No? Okay, but before that, let's calculate first the IX, moment of inertia. Sa case na to class, we have to perform transfer formula because our individual areas is the centroid of the individual areas does not coincide with the neutral axis. So ito transfer natin. Paano mag-transfer? IG, moment of inertia of individual, plus area of that one times the distance of the central, ito, distance nito, papunta doon sa neutral axis. That is E. So how do we solve that? To solve that D1, may Y ka na. Itong Y1, i-minus mo lang. Diba? Ayun, yung D1. Eh, how do we solve yung dito naman? How do we solve this? Eh, di ba, may Y and A ka, neutral axis. I-minus mo lang itong 1, 2. Kuha yung dito. Ito, tsaka ito, minus ito, dito lang. So, technically, we just subtract lagi. Tatandaan mo na to, kaya ang in-store natin to sa A. Okay, tandaan mo na to. Kasi, i-minus mo lang yun dito, para makuha yung B. Okay, so let's perform. Kaya natin naka-arrange na ganito yan para pag nilagay natin dito, BH cube over 12. Okay? So let's store lang natin to sa yung ating um, 69.61. Yeah. So, ayan na, BH cube over 12 plus area. Yan, 1,600. Okay, plus D, yung distance natin. Eh, sir, ba't ang ginawa mo 11 minus ito? Eh, di ba mag-negative yun? At ito, 11 minus ito. Negative yun. Okay? Pero naka-square naman yun. Kaya kahit magkabaliktad yun, dalawa. Naka-square yun. So, positive na rin yung sagot. So, para consistent na lang siguro tayo na we subtract yung mga individual y na doon sa ating neutral axis. Kaya ang gagawin natin dito, b h cube para sa transfer, no? Bh cube over 12 plus area times minus mo na lang din y doon sa neutral axis. And then, squared mo. And then, i-add mo lang yan, summation kasi ng IG plus AB squared will give you the moment of inertia. Okay? So you have now your IX, which is equal to 78.9256 times 10 raised to 6 millimeter raised to 4. Yun na, pwede na natin class kunin yung section modulus. Okay, elastic section modulus. Di-divide lang natin by the extreme fiber na C. Kasi hindi pa pala natin nakukuha ito. Okay? So, muna natin ito to be yung y top natin, yung neutral axis papuntang top, 69. Papuntang bottom naman, side mo lang to guys. We have 250 plus 22. I-minus mo to y papuntang top. Okay, so makukuha mo dyan plus 202.379 millimeters. So, ano yung mas malayo dyan sa neutral axis? Okay, kasi kinukuha mo class kung sino yung mas malayo dyan eh. Pag magka-calculate ka, again, pag magka-calculate tayo ng section modulus, okay, yung Ix, i-divide natin ng C. C is the distance from the neutral axis papunta doon sa malayong fiber. Ano ba mas malayo? Papuntang top or papuntang bottom? From the neutral axis. Obviously, papuntang bottom. Ito ang gagamitin natin class to get the section, elastic section modulus. Okay? So, Ix, nakascore sa B. So, select lang natin yung larger dito class. So, i-store natin to sa C. So, get the elastic modulus, Ix over Y bottom. Okay. So, B over C, restore this to B, restore this to C. So, this is millimeter cube. Ang answer mo dito guys. So, what is your answer? Okay. 389.989 times 10 raised to 6 cubic millimeters. Okay. So, with that, you can now compute the value of the yielding moment. Okay. Yielding moment is Fy Sx. We have the Fy times Sx. Okay, section modulus, elastic section modulus. So let's substitute. We store this value at D na lang. Okay. Fy Sx times 10 raised to 6. Okay. Yielding moment in raised to negative 6 pa. Raised to negative 6. Para maging kilonewton meter. Okay. The answer is 134.546 kilonewton. That is the yielding. Okay. Next is the plastic moment. So we're done with the elastic moment. Next is the plastic moment. We need again to calculate the neutral axis because calculating the elastic neutral axis is different from the plastic neutral axis. Kasi to calculate the plastic neutral axis, the compression area, the compression area, the area ng compression is equal to the area of the tension. Areas lang, equate mo lang areas, ganyan lang kasimple. You don't have to perform Varignon theorem. Hindi kailangan yun. Area lang, i-compare natin. You don't need distances. So, okay, ano ba, nandiyan dyan ba? Tingnan natin. Ito ba, ano ba area nito? 3,000 times 22. Halimbawa, dito mo muna, i-assume mo na dito ba yung plastic neutral axis? Hindi dito ba? Plastic neutral axis. Equally, may area nito. 250 times 200. 250 times 20 pala. Okay. Yung area natin sa baba, yung web natin, 5,000. Ito, area natin ng flange. 22 times 300. 6,600. Kung gagawin natin itong compression, sobra-sobra. Ito lang yung tension natin. Ibig sabihin, some part of your flange will act as tension also. Ito yung tension natin lahat. Kasi sobra-sobra yung flange eh. 6,000, di ba? 6,000. Ito, yung web, 5,000. So, we already know na hindi mag-a-act dito sa baba yung ating, hindi dito mag-a-act. Hindi dito mag-a-act yung axis. Saan? Ngayon doon, kinain yung flange. Plastic neutral axis. Equate mo lang yung area nito. Doon sa area. Ayun. So let's perform. Now, let's say this is x, yung height natin. We do not know yet that x. So that we have three, yeah, we have area of compression equal to area of tension. Area of compression, itong yellow na to. Area of tension, itong gray na to. And our answer should be less than 22 kasi usually nandiyan siya. Okay, dapat kinukuha natin x plus 22. Okay, so we have 300x, area na to rectangle is equal to, okay, 250 times 20 lang to, sorry. It should be, 250 times 20 multiply to 300. Yung height mo nito yung height na to, yung maliit na to. So that is 22 minus 6. So kaya yun ang ating equation. So let's try to solve this. 300x equals equals 150 times 20, okay, times 20. We add this 300 times times 22 minus. Yung area mo ito ay maliit sa taas na portion. Then the value of x must be less than 22. So let's return. Yeah, 19.333. So let's store this value at, now have the location. Okay, from the top, measured from the top, the location of the elastic neutral axis is 19. Di ba? Iba siya doon sa plastic neutral axis. Nasaan yung plastic neutral axis? From the top, 69. Okay? Ang plastic, nasaan? 19 lang. Take note for unsymmetrical about the x-axis. If the section is unsymmetrical about the x-axis, the elastic neutral axis does not coincide with the plastic neutral. Pero kapag symmetrical yan, katulad ng problem number 1 natin, pag I yung section, the plastic neutral axis coincide with the elastic. Okay, pag symmetrical So now, let's compute the plastic section modulus. Ito na yung dx. Calculate that. You have the summation of A times Y. Lahat ng areas na to class. So meron, nahati yan sa tatlong area. Ito. Okay. Then, imo-moment natin, papunta sa neutral axis. Nahati yan sa tatlong area. Ito. Muna ito yung dilaw, yung gray. Okay, ito. Isa-isayin natin yung class. Na i-moment, papunta doon sa neutral axis. Unahin na muna natin yung compression. We have 300. In-store natin sa iya. Okay? 300 times the area times the distance of the sample. Kalahati ng iyan, papuntang neutral axis. Maliit na to. Okay? Plus, ito naman, dito. Anong area niyan? Diba that is 300 times anong height nito? Maliit na height na yan. 22 minus x. That is the area. Okay? Nawala. Okay? Plus, 300 times 22 minus x. Anong distance niyan? Papuntang centroid. So, this is 22 minus x over 2. Okay? A pala, nakastore pala sa iyo ang ating ano, okay? Sa iyo yung ating x. So, what's next? Ito. Okay? Yung web natin, yung web. So, which is 20 times 250. So, ano distance niya? Papunta doon sa centroid. 250 over 2. Na? Magpa-plus pa tayo nito. Okay, plus 250, ano pang distance natin? 22 minus. Okay? So, yan yung ating zx. So, let's try to solve. So, 300 squared over 2 plus 322 minus a squared over 2. And then finally, we have plus 20 times 250 times the distance. 250 over 2. 50 over 2 plus itong 22 minus answer. Ito, 29. Wow, 695. Gawin na lang natin times 10 raised to 3. 695. And let's restore this value sa B. 695.467 times 10 raised to 3. Try natin sa B. Okay, now the plastic section modulus, okay, MP is equal to FYZX. FYZX, we have the FY natin is 345 megapascal times, in-store natin sa B. I-divide natin sa times 10 raised to 6. Kaya 345, 345, so sa B, times 10 raised to negative 6. Para maging kilonewton, so we have 239.936 kilonewton. That is your plastic moment. To get the shape factor, divide lang natin yung nakuha natin na plastic moment by the yielding moment. So, 39, ito yung nakuha natin kanina ng shape moment. 134, previous slide. 134.546. 134.546. Pang divide natin, yun sa ating answer ng divide natin. 134.5. Answer is 1.72. Okay. So that's it, no, for the first part of this lecture, calculating the plastic moment. And actually, yung elastic moment, nagawa na naman yung mechanics. No? It's just a review, no? The elastic moment, we've done that. Um, mechanics, no? Elastic moment mechanics, then, yung galing sa structural bending, MC over I. The moment then is the elastic moment. Kasi yung CZ is the difference from the elasticity of atoms. Okay? The elastic moment then, ang bago dito is the plastic. Okay? So that's it, no, for our part 1 of structural formula. So see you doon sa second part. Bye.